Hello, I'm CJ with the Lions Tractor in Vincennes, Indiana. This is going to be the 1790 planter unit rebuild kit. We also have other packages. We also have packages with parts and labor, or just parts. Right here is going to be the gauge wheel. Comes with 2 gauge wheels. I know we're only showing one, but it comes with 2 gauge wheels, 2 gauge arms, and 2 bushings. We got the seed plate, or seed boot, with the seed guard kit. We also have the opening disc. Comes with 2 discs. Got the closing wheel, and the springs. Comes with the scraper. It's a scraper kit, and then we got the frame. We have different packages for different planters, so just contact your local Lions Tractor and we'll get with you.
Jamie here from Vincennes, the Lions Tractor in the Vincennes location. Just going to go over some of the parts that we discussed earlier with CJ and why we need to replace those parts. Here on the machine, we would have a technician come out and he would do an inspection on your planter. Some of the areas that he would look at definitely would be, he would start with your press wheels in the back, checking your bearings. You have various types and styles for that. We would look through that and make sure the bearings are good and the wheels are in good shape. As far as your T-handles and everything, we would look for the wear on them, the wear in the springs on the insides, and we would make sure that the bushings in the actual tail arm of this is not wore, so that we can firm that bed up real quick when we put the seed in the ground. As we go through the machine here, you see your mustache bars, it's commonly referred to. You're going to look for wear on this, for where your press wheel sets. It's going to cause some your seed depth, your bed to be too deep, cause the seed to be too far into the ground. So we want to make sure that this is in good shape, it's not wore. You'll see a lot of wear on them in this area right here. We want to make sure that that's in good shape. So as the technician goes through, he's going to check also your press wheels, make sure that the bushings in those is in good shape. The bearings in the wheels themselves, they're not bad, and that your press wheel itself is not wore beyond the edge here, so that it has good contact in with the opener. So we're looking at those things as we go through, and all these are in your rebuild package that you have available to you. Of course, your arms, your bushings here, bearings in the wheel, and the wheel itself. So those are the things that the technician is going to look for as he's inspecting your planter. So as we move on here, we're going to move up to the opener. So as we look at the openers, the technician is going to measure across the opener here for the actual width. We're looking at about 14 inches is where you're going to be at. Anything less than that, we're going to want to replace the opener, so that way we can have good contact with your wheel, good contact with the ground, and be able to open that seed bed up right nice and tight. Also, they're shimmed in here, so you want a good contact between the 2 opener blades. So you'll measure that distance in between the 2, make sure that it is where it's supposed to be. And the last thing he'll look for is the actual bevel on the edge of the blade in this area right here. If the bevel goes away, you definitely need to replace your seed opener at this point, because then you're not getting a good seed bed made, for your seed to land inside. As we move forward, we're going to move up into the seed meter. So we got our brushes. We're going to make sure that those are all in good shape as we come through. We're going to make sure that none of them is laid over to the side, that there's no trash buildup in there, and make sure that everything is good on the inside. The seed disc is the same way. We're going to look for wear along the disc, make sure that it is in good shape. And when you put the disc in, we're going to make sure it has good contact and that the meter rolls like it's supposed to. So once you get it in, get it locked in place. And once it's loose on there, we would take and roll that and make sure that everything is tight and where it's supposed to be. Also, the technician inside, if need be or you want it done, we can have the seed meters run on our meter stand. They can run population, they can run skips, and that kind of thing, and dial the meters in so that they're maximum performance and maximum productivity for you. So as we move through even more into the parallel arm portion of the planter, the bushings in those, we're looking to make sure that those are in good shape, that we don't have any wear here that would cause a lot of bounce. In the row unit as it's going across the field, you want that nice and tight, so that way everything is doing well. Airbags the same, hoses as we go through those. This particular unit has openers on it, so we're going to make sure that these are all in good shape. The bearings are good. We still have our bevel edge on the edge of them on the edge of the disc, that the bearings and everything are tight and that it is set properly like it's supposed to be. As we move through the unit, checking more, we're going to look at chains, make sure that they're not elongated out, make sure they're not in poor condition. Same goes with the sprockets that are up there. You're looking at your sprockets, make sure that the ends are not to a point. You want good wear there, so that way we don't have downtime issues having to change those kinds of things out. So as we keep moving through, we're going to do a general inspection of everything else, looking for leaks in the cylinders, tire areas, stuff like that, making sure that none of that stuff is beyond wear, that it needs repair. Same goes for all our vacuum system. We're going to look at our vacuum tubes up here as we come all the way down. You can see that they go out to each individual row. So we're going to have a good look at those to make sure there's no holes, no kinks, things of that nature that can cause problems when you get into the field. We want to make sure that all of that is in good working condition. Up underneath here, you can see the blower assembly. So we want to make sure that this assembly is not leaking any kind of oil because it is hydraulically driven. So we're going to supply that oil from the tractor back here to it. So we want to make sure that we have no leaks in this area that would cause a performance issue, not being able to draw the vacuum that we need to pull the seed out to the meters. So we're going to pay real close attention into here. So as we move through, that's pretty much what we're going to look at as we go across the unit, and pretty much every unit down through here is going to be the same way. So technician is going to take his time with each individual unit row as he goes through, look at each one the same way, measure the disc the same way. The bearings are all going to be assessed in the same manner. As he does that, he has an inspection form that he's going to fill out, indicating which row, which problem, and which things need to be replaced or needs attention. That's where your rebuild package comes into play, because if you have a big order that you need to fill or repairs, you can run these packages and get a better price and a better deal on what you want to do. So that's what we're looking at. All right, that was a brief walk around inspection of the planter here. The service department would have a technician come out and do the full inspection on your units and on the planter itself. He'll give you a detailed report on what needs to be replaced or repaired upon your planter. You got to see a small sample of the parts that are available to you. We have packages that are available to put you a nice package together to get your planter ready for the spring and have it ready to go.